Alright, this is for the old 60s Tecumseh with the wind-up start, or I think it was also intermediate start. Remember if that's exactly correct. It's already apart. Most of these pieces have been replaced for damage and wore out, crap like that. Just quick show you how it goes together basically. Gotta put that on there. This is your crank handle, which flips closed, flips open for winding. Your little spinner knob, which goes onto here. And there's actually a little push cap washer that's in there to keep that from coming off, and then allows it to rotate. Alright? Now, underneath this piece, you will notice there is a square which drives this upper bushing. Alright? Now, when that's on there, this bushing, if you zoom in, you can see how the spring rotates and the spring slips on the bushing when going that way, but when it goes the other way, it causes the spring to grab. That's so it'll only wind the one way. So if it were to kick back or anything, this is going to slip. Alright? Now, like I said, when you're winding the correct way and the spring is putting tension, you have a square here. Now that square is what drives this lower gear. That hooks onto this, like so, and it's held on with a screw that runs through the center of it. That's what holds this on. Now, you're not going to see any of that until you get all the internal parts out. There will be an assembly like this. Lots and lots of parts to this setup. So basically it's going to be something like this when you're looking at it from the underside. So what you have, you have this screw here, which is supposed to have a roll pin in it. That's what's helped center it in the aluminum cup so it doesn't wear out the cup. And like I said, we had to find a lot of these parts new old stock, but a lot of this stuff was indeed wore out. So there's the screw here, which this screw is left-hand thread. So you turn it in reverse of what you normally would to get it off. You put a little blue Loctite on there when you reassemble it. Usually what I use, because it's about the right width, is a L tire iron. Usually come with your vehicle and it's got the flathead screwdriver end on it for doing your hubcaps. That usually works pretty good for tightening these. So anyway, that goes through this piece here, which when this spins, that's what moves your, basically your jaws in and out, like so. Now there, on this side of the screw, where it comes through, there is this little springy washer thingy. And yes, it's a thingy, I don't know what it is. And that goes there for whatever reason. Now under this, when this comes up, you have these, which are your dogs or paws, depending on the manufacturer. There's 3 of them. Okay. Now this piece has a washer on it, like so. And this piece is going to be held down into this. So you will not be able to pull this out separate. This has to come out with the spring assembly. So this will be stuck in here. So basically when you flip this over, you will be seeing it like, it's going to look like, let's see, like this. And it's got another larger spring clip washer. And that's what, when this comes up through the underside, this piece locks onto here to keep this from dropping out. Alright?
Alright, got no battery.
Huh?
Battery's about dead.
Is the camera dead? Just let me finish then. So this is actually like a lock on here, which also, if you look, it drives on this. So that will not allow it to turn. That piece here, this is mostly a protection to keep the spring clean and all in. But once you get all that assembly off, you have 2 E-clips, which one here, one here. This is your little the gear for this on the underside, like I said. This is the catch, which keeps it from turning one way or the other, so it locks it, so it'll only go one way. This here is a little lever that gets moved when you move the engagement, and that's what locks into the teeth on here. That's your basically your emergency brake. And then you got your spring here. So that would be basically all your pieces. So if you rebuilt this, put new parts, you know, make sure you grease and oil everything. Don't grease certain things you want to kind of keep dry, but for the most part, it's actually a pretty simple setup, and actually it's pretty nice compared to the Briggs setup, which had a tendency to break and then swing back and break your thumb. Dr. Blue.